Am I ugly to you, Curtis?
Dena's beautiful and she's always been beautiful. But I've got the voice, Curtis. I've got the voice.
Is what I should have said. Hi, I'm Jay, Joel, Yols, Yolisa. Pick one you like. But please, call me Jay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll bet a lot of you have an Effie story to tell. You know, Effie from Dreamgirls, where she was the lead singer in the little group and then she got tossed aside because she didn't have the look. Well, I'll tell you about my Effie story where I just didn't have the look. So my story takes place back when I was in matric. I was a drama geek. I was part of my school's theater club. My theater club would take part in the annual National Arts Festival in Grahamstown. Now, we were not the cast of Serafina or anything, but you know, we were in that range. We were good. That year, our school was celebrating its 20th anniversary. One of our teachers, let's call him Mr. Raj. Mr. Raj was going to make a documentary about the school's journey, kind of like origin story, but documentary style. So he held auditions for a part that was going to narrate the entire documentary. Now, the way the auditions were held we were all in one room. We couldn't go in one by one and audition. We were all just in one room and would each take turns auditioning for the part. Mr. Raj gave us a script with a little short monologue. It was like a paragraph long, and we each had to recite the monologue to him. Now, when it was my turn, because I wanted to impress Mr. Raj, I quickly memorized the entire monologue and did it with no script in hand, you know, because I was trying to impress him. So every time I'd finish reciting the monologue, Mr. Raj would ask me to start again. And at first I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And then he'd ask me to do it again, and he asked me to do this like 3 or 4 times more. And when the auditions were over, Mr. Raj told us that he'd be in contact with us. So a few weeks go by and I don't hear anything from Mr. Raj, and I figure I didn't get the part. Life goes on, I'm in matric, let me focus on my studies, right? But then all of a sudden, I get summoned out of class with these 2 other dudes by Mr. Raj. Now, I know these guys are here because they had previously made a short film the year before, so Mr. Raj needed their expertise. Now, when it came to me, he said he needed someone who was going to edit the monologues and the dialogues for the part that I had auditioned for. I didn't get the part, but I was just going to edit the monologue for the part that I auditioned for. Now, if you're wondering who got the part, it was this girl.
Hey, it's
I'm kidding. It wasn't this girl, but she looked somewhat like this, right? This is just my friend. And because this is my friend, I'm going to use her name for the girl. So the girl's name was Paloma. So I met Paloma and she was a very sweet girl, you know, young, new, naive. This industry is going to rip you apart. I'm just kidding. But she was a really cool girl and I didn't have anything against her. So after I edited the script, I ran the lines with her and everything was top notch. Because I was in a trick, I couldn't be part of the entire creating process, which means they had to film everything without me, which was no big deal because I'm in matric. It's a critical time in my high school life. A few weeks after they finished filming, Mr. Raj calls me up again. This time it's just him and the director. They show me a few scenes with Paloma in them and I tell them everything looks great, guys, and it did. It looked awesome. Mr. Raj says, yes, everything is great. However, we just like to record your voice over Paloma Scenes. All right? I should have been like, oh, so my face was not good enough for your little film, for your little documentary, but now all of a sudden my voice is good enough for y'all. But I didn't say or feel any of that because at the time I was just happy to be part of this project, you know? I was like, yeah, cool, sure, I'll do it. What you want me to do? Want me to record over a voice? Let's do it. So I watched Paloma Scenes, paced my voice to match her actions on the scenes, and recorded over her lines. A few weeks later, the director was so impressed with my work that he suggested that I voice over the entire documentary. I know. Do you want the other arm too? In my leg? Because I'll give it to you. You know why? Because I am just too happy to be part of this process. I was doing what I love, and you know what they say about love. It's blind. I was blind, so I did it. I recorded the whole thing, and you know what? It was satisfying. You want to know what the saddest part of this entire thing is? is I was never credited for any of my work. For my editing, for recording a voiceover of a Paloma Scenes, for my voiceover throughout the entire film. Even worse, I never even attended the premiere of the documentary. Yep, I'm Effie White, and I was a dream girl. So yeah, that was my Effie White story. And I am sick. This is a story I think about and sometimes wonder what would have happened if I just said, "Look at me, mister, I'm a star." It's not something I cry over. It's just a little reminder to appreciate myself a lot more and know that I bring a lot more to the table. A whole lot more. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so, as it adds to my self-worth. I'm joking, but seriously, please subscribe. I'm also available on these social medias. Hit me up, and remember, please call me Jay.